Have you seen the painting titled The Scream? Looks like that McCulkin kid in Home Alone where he's like, ah! This is done by Edvard Munch in 1910. So this is a very iconic painting. Has really bold reds and yellows for the skies that are swerving together, and it has a water and in the background with some boats and a pier with that dude who doesn't have any eyes and his mouth is just open and it looks like he's screaming. But what art historians have found is that his hands are over his ears, representing that nature is the thing that is screaming. And so that's what all those loud, bold colors are swirling around him, from what I understand. And everybody else is in a distance. People are in the distance, nature's in the distance, and it's zoomed in on him, trying to block out the sound of nature. I'm sure a lot of you right now feel like screaming at home because you're all cooped up. I'm sorry, I miss you. I wish I could be there to help you through this. This is my way of connecting to you. So for your project today, I want you to recreate the scream in some manner. It could be done with markers, it could be done with paint if you have paint, or it could just be done with pencil on paper, any type of paper, lined paper I'll even take. And I want you can either try copying it exactly the way it is if you don't feel like getting creative. You could make it have your cat screaming or like figurines screaming. Play with the colors. You can match the colors. It could be a self-portrait. Edvard Munch was very active in a time during self-isolation. And I thought this would be a perfect way to combine some art history with you, and there's going to be something to read about for him through Google Arts and Culture that maybe you can dig in and find an artist that relates to something that you're going through right now. So I hope everybody is doing okay and that you can scream your heart out through art. I miss you, and all you have to do is take a picture of your artwork and upload it to Canvas. That would be great. I really, really miss seeing everything that you are working on. It is driving me crazy not knowing what you're doing all the time. Well, with art, that's mostly what I care about. And you, of course. So take it easy. Find something to doodle this picture out with, okay? Bye. So I just lightly sketched out the scream. I wanted to try to recreate it as close as I could to the original, which was really hard because there are 4 different versions of this. Some just done with oil pastel on cardboard, so I used watercolor to try to recreate it. Edvard Munch lived in a time of tuberculosis. A lot of his family members fell sick from tuberculosis and died, his mother and his sister, and he was very lonely. So a lot of this has to deal with social isolation. And the main figure is screaming, and it is ambiguous. It doesn't have a gender. One theory was that Edvard Munch saw a mummy on a traveling exhibit at a museum. But I like that it doesn't have a gender because you could put yourself into this no matter how you identify. Then we have 2 people standing in the background that are very far away, and they're made farther away by being pushed back by this diagonal line of the pier of the fence. And so it could be people who are critical of Edvard Munch, or they could be friends at a social distance, not understanding what the artist is going through, feeling like he has to, that nature is screaming all around him. That was the name of the original painting, The Scream of Nature. And I was really struggling with getting all these little details. It's not easy to recreate something, even if it's just abstract art.